My first symptoms of MS came when I was 14 years old. The first symptom I had was numbness in my tongue, shortly followed by the left side of my face, and then around 10 minutes later, the whole of the left side of my body. This numbness cleared up after around 7 to 10 days, but around about 3 months later, I woke up one morning with double vision. Again, the numbness cleared up after around a week, but I was sent for an MRI scan, and a couple of weeks later, at 15 years old, I was officially diagnosed with MS. The first questions I had when diagnosed with MS were probably relatively common. After doing some research, I knew what MS could potentially become, and my first questions, I suppose, were what are the chances that I could become sort of worst case scenario, if you like. I suppose I was very young at the time, and I didn't know how much this would affect simple things like going out to play football or have fun with my friends every night, every weekend. They were the main questions I had following my diagnosis. In terms of dealing with the uncertainty of MS, I try my best to take one day at a time. I know that I'll have good days. I know I'll have not so good days. But what I try and remember if I'm having a bad day is that I just believe that tomorrow's going to be a good day. And I suppose that is where the whole uncertainty comes from. You don't really know if you're going to have a good day or a bad day, but I try and enjoy the good days, and when I'm having a bad day, believe that the next one's going to be good. I have several pieces of advice that I would give to someone newly diagnosed with MS. Probably my main one would be to accept the MS diagnosis. Now, this isn't something that will happen overnight. For me, now 24 years old, who's had MS for 9 years or so now, took me around 7 years to finally accept my diagnosis. But since that day, it's been really, really important in helping me try and look forward rather than look back and dwell on what's happened. And I do feel it's really important to make that big step. And like I said, I feel it really does help you look forward. For me, I feel I've had a wide range of different MS symptoms. My first symptoms of MS were numbness, shortly followed by a period of double vision. But sort of day to day, I have problems with fatigue, with cognitive problems such as difficulty with memory, thinking, concentration. And also some difficulties with low mood, which can affect me quite regularly. On a day-to-day basis, the symptoms that affect me most often are fatigue, which is very common in people with MS. But for me personally, many of my symptoms appear to be sort of cognitive based. I do have a lot of problems with sort of memory and concentration, and almost like a sort of brain fog feeling where I can find it difficult to sort of process my thoughts really. But also for me, I experience quite regularly bouts of depression, which can be very, very frustrating and difficult to manage. But for me personally, it is actually something that appears to affect me quite often, but is very difficult to manage. In terms of dealing with fatigue, it's quite a difficult one to manage. Obviously, at times, it's easier to just sort of take a bit of time out and find some space to sit down or have a nap or something to sort of try and ease that symptom slightly. But obviously other times with sort of work commitments or sort of social commitments, it can be a bit more difficult. But if I can, if I'm having problems with fatigue on a day or on a week or on a month, then I'll just try and sort of take things as easy as I can, and just sort of give my body as much opportunity to sort of to rest and recover really. Explaining the hidden symptoms of MS can be very, very difficult and very frustrating. Like I said before, many of the symptoms that I experience are sort of cognitive based ones. It can be quite frustrating to explain to someone that you sort of have problems with your sort of thinking or your concentration, but also I can often find it quite difficult to explain to someone about feelings of low mood or depression or anxiety. But thankfully at work, for example, I'm able to do that, and I've got very supportive colleagues who can sort of help understand that, and that makes things easier in my day-to-day life. I personally feel I've changed a lot since being diagnosed with MS. In the first few years of following my diagnosis, I didn't really want to admit it either to myself or to others that I had MS, and I didn't really want to talk about my situation. But this has changed significantly in the last sort of probably 3 or 4 years, really, where I've become a lot more open about my situation, about my sort of past experiences, particularly sort of through social networking, which has been really important for me to sort of help share my story, but also be in touch with other people who have sort of an empathy for what you're going through or what you've been through. For me, the most challenging aspect of having MS is dealing with the day-to-day uncertainties. In terms of symptoms, it can be hard to know how you're going to feel from one day to the next, and this understandably can make it difficult and challenging when trying to sort of arrange future plans. You often with MS, you often don't really know how you're going to feel from day to day, from week to week, and this is probably not just for me, but I would imagine challenging for so many different people with MS. In terms of my social life, my close friends are well aware of my situation, which makes things a lot easier for me personally. If ever I can't sort of attend a social event with them, they're very understanding, and I don't sort of feel too uncomfortable or guilty if I have to cancel plans or alter plans. And also sort of social life has actually been quite difficult. Like I said before, I've sort of quite a few problems with sort of depression and anxiety and stuff, which can make a social life quite difficult, to be honest. But like I said, having friends who understand the situation make things so much easier for me. My biggest achievement since being diagnosed with MS came a couple of years ago. I actually began running a few years ago as a way of keeping fit, of keeping active. I never particularly enjoyed running at all, apart from sprinting 100 metres or 200 metres when I was younger at school. But a couple of years ago, I completed a marathon, which was a massive day for me, a massive moment for me, and has been hugely important in helping me look forward to the future with MS and try not to sort of dwell so much on my past.